outside. Oh, yelling outside, right?
Hey, we're doing stuff. I think we're starting, guys. If you want to sit down or turn around, you can stand. Cool. We are having shit-faced casual poetry night. Yeah. It's even more casual, so rock and roll. Don't be afraid to be too casual, but just be quiet, I guess. A little bit. Just a little bit. It is okay to get up while we're reading and get a beer anytime you want to. It's also okay to sit wherever you want, obviously. On us. And I think we're going to start. Tracy is our first reader. Also, magazines over there if you want to buy them. This is kind of what it's for. But yeah. Tracy.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I don't know how all you fools know me, but tonight I'm a shit face. Our first topic was penultimate Rusty Connor. That's Connor. Here it is.
It's not the only Connor though. Pretty rusty.
He's rusty. He's very rusty. It will taste of a penultimate dawn laid out across a knowable curve. Marmalade spread along the line that leads to the end. He sauntered up to the day before death. Let the rust birth a break where the desk chair bends to meet its arm, and he perched on this discrepancy, homeroom haze, peering out past ruler lines to watch the sky fall. Time is only real for the person who carries it, and he is running, Olympic torch golden, ink-red beak full of words that found form in soil-fed worms. A flame, footfalls thudding to a deadbeat sun. Connor, with baton in hand, here in lane 3, behind your left ear. See here in your grocery aisle. Wielding long ago, wielding yet to be. The man you notice pedaling past your 4-door sedan, honest as a handshake on the day before the world ends.
Especially when you tell them you're getting drunk.
What matters may come to not matter when the boots force curves into our jaws. The years of painted lips carefully parted in a front-facing camera reflection and filtered to provoke perfection may be all in vain at the scuttle's end of a far-off pool party. Wetsuit gangly, chlorine touched the wrong shade of skin. A mile taken over the stretch of 1 inch. Caveat-littered laws, a well-timed spider takes her prey. What matters may come to not matter at the party's end. It's like the most somber shit-faced person. The last one. No one wanted to write this poem. Peeling poets off carpets laid for the melting, I am Van Top lightning watching, lulling my liver, lullaby sweet into further submission, and returning each boy to his ice tray. He will likely not retain his shape after a night spent in freeze. Something more eyed than before and clinking in sweaty glass bottom rumbles at the thought of another goddamn poem. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Who's number 2?
I am. I'm going to go in the opposite direction, but I want to say it's pretty exciting to be here for the launch of the Primitive magazine.
Last time we did it, Connor had to get picked up by his beautiful fiance because he was too drunk.
Didn't even come to shit face.
And she wonderfully brought us Whataburger. It was good.
Thank
She
you.
brought us Whataburger and then took him home.
So yeah, I got 2 shit-faced at the shit-faced reading last time.
So he
I'm only moderately shit-faced right now.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's a wonderful honor to do the whole introduction of shit for the Primitive magazine, which is here, which is put together by Caleb and all of his people in glory.
Thank you. Yeah. I pray them and cut them, and then these guys bind them. Yeah.
Yeah, you found that.
Well, in general, you bind them.
But yes, either way, it's a
So
beautiful
modest.
fucking journal.
Kalen is really cool.
Thank you, that's good. So I'm gonna read backwards from the most shit-faced poem to the least shit-faced poem. Yeah, so, I believe in the teeth of a major league snake. I know the canines of God are dull, but no one will say so. No one will say that faith is a dull enterprise. No one will say that the Pope conducts the vacant currents of joy, though he does. He does. He is a cyclone of belief. He is a razor dragged across the chin of eternity. He is a sharpness that hones itself against the tension. O Rome, O pagan seasons, O broken columns, what do you know about might that infinitely told you? What do you know, columns, about a roof that wants to be the sky? God speaks is how God, when she is bothered, says the potatoes of me stand. I have curb stomped the potatoes of me. I've spent all night scuttling crickets by the picnic table. I have eaten the wind and found it suffering. O teeth, my dreams have none teeth. O teeth, my potatoes are provost for salvation. When I hear you clatter, I know the moon is a cantaloupe, and I know my heart is a fly preying on the rind.
It's not really sober in that one.
Yeah, this is another separate one. This is called Penultimate Rusty Connor. Allow me, please, to mansplain a bit. That movie, The Birds, is really about dinosaurs. That movie, Rear Window, is really about sequestration. About how even the beautiful need pain to make sense of bricks. That movie, We Will Make of the Lives We Led Before We Met Each Other, is really about how a fledgling bird can fall out of a nest and die, but we can still march along for the parade ground of bliss. Sun-baked and grassless, yellow as a bigot's terror, yellow as a foot on which several lives depend. We march in increasingly erratic patterns. We march inside the sun's blistering insistence as a panel of well-chinned generals, epaulets constellating the al dente myths about the penultimate and rusty acts of Connor, pilot ordinaire, are watching. We march as if so many men are tabulating our mistakes, the missteps we make so often in order to look sidewise at each other, askance and smiling, gleaming in drab olive brand new howitzers, firing shell after shell after shell after ocean tide-filled shell.
Proud of you, Connor.
Thanks, Grace. I'm proud of you too.
I'm always proud of you. I will well with pride to never get you.
I'll bring forever to that. Let's get more shit-faced.
Anyone who is currently holding a beer, there is a keg here for $0. Drink this keg.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to finish it, that's impossible.
We tried.
Please drink this keg, we have it for you.
Alright, Caleb. Well, lay it on us.
I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna read most drunk to least drunk. Yeah. Thank you for your kind words. What's that?
What's happening?
I'm gonna read most drunk to least drunk poems. These don't have any names. This one's very short. Only the privileged write drunk. Normal drunks wallow in digital canopies, or face down in wet rugs and pavement. The freest assholes do nothing but enjoy lightning from 50-floor high-rises in the Galleria and get drunk on kegs and elevators. Their heads are overinflating, their stomachs are draining off. They hold it in till something pops. Alright. I think I like this one the least.
Wow, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, you heard it once. It still sucks. So.
You don't fuck with
It's okay.
Go get more beer immediately.
Yeah, get some more beer.
Connor, right, fill my cup. Need more. Give me one beer.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I go first. You like to go.
He's been so nice to you. Alright, this is my second poem. It has no name either. This is the gangly, scuttle, curb stomp, provost poem. Yeah. I want you guys to drink every time I say one of those words. Just wait. I'm going to tell them how many seconds they should drink for as well. Sorry if you guys are Christians. 666. It's part of my Gmail username. I even spelled capscale. Just to say I have indulged. 666 is a centripetal image of balloons. I loved birthday misunderstandings. Quote, no astrology for me, I am blind to that particular understanding, end quote. 666. We are separate bodies in our directions. Passions rule here, no God but self. An upside down sun in the DJ Olympics. 666. Scuttling sixes, gamely, in body type. Provost in their curb stomped minds. That's 4-second drink. Yeah, okay, good. Sixes scuttle on the boot of the curb stomper, who is a gangly octopus carrying anvils. That's 3-second. 3-second drink. 666. Master of education, the provost is a gangly man, scuttling in skyscrapers of hate. That's 2. He curb stomped the head chancellor. That's 1. 666. The cop curb stomped his anger and thought of gangly, his pet unicorn stuffed animal. White with the red horn, impaling Greg Abbott.
Greg Abbott. What an asshole.
Agree.
Two B's, 2 T's.
I know what you mean.
Alright, this is my last one. You're so nice. I'm a hopeless person.
Called a homeless person?
No, he is the Connor penultimate rust. I spit in my own garden. I identify as no one and nothing after I die. Thank you. No problem. No, thank you. No problem. In the world of Connor and Connors everywhere, it's the life force of pre-oxidation calm. Foamy, diffusing of foam, and man that makes form effervesce. A man like me only dreams of the moment before documentation, the mimicked moment of rust, pinnacle, the one everyone wants to keep back pocket. Connor, the of in between, which is Latin, which in Latin is interim. The Connor, rusty trombone, penultimate tune, a surreally hyper ultimate labyrinth child seen oft on DMT Familis. No, this is the least drunk poem. Reading the Blissey poems when speaking of a Connor who writes poems. Listening to a Connor rust open is like the liquid vibration of the poem type itself. Speak, clicking, ing, trembling, water drop on between keg and garbage can. The deepest trench ship in the sea of the room. Next.
If anybody wants to sign up for the open mic, there's a convenient sign-up sheet right above the keg. Please do that. If you have nothing to say, just do it. We're all very drunk.
If you just want to drunkenly rant about something that happened to you today,
People listen to you, then
Just say stuff.
just, or don't say anything. Just fuck talking.
Just stand there.
So before I go, I feel like none of us addressed
sitting by that guy.
the reason why we wrote each piece, and we're all about the chaotic element that inspires us.
Thank you.
So the first one, what was it? The Rusty Connor, the penultimate Rusty Connor
Yes.
was
Inspired by Jerry.
inspired by Jerry.
What'd I do?
You inspired
I didn't do
You
shit.
gave us our first poem.
And
Oh, yeah, that's right.
the second topic.
Was my friend Sam texted me out of nowhere. Well, I did ask him to be a part of this, but he did this anyways. He would just like use the words gangly, provost, curb stomped, and scuttle. God, that memory.
And then the last one, we were all being.
The last
bunch of
one, yeah,
fucktards,
we were all just
so
like wasted. on
We
the
just
last
wrote
one.
whatever.
Yeah, we didn't want to decide.
Yeah,
It was too difficult.
absolutely. So mine are in chronological order because I'm this toilet paper roll. Thankfully, they must be.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. Really, like, who is this guy?
fucking sucks.
Is he even real?
He's not real. He's
I definitely an Onion article.
Yeah. He's a real life.
Anyways, the first one. I'm gonna read mine, least drunk to most drunk. Blood announced his passing. No one was prepared. And in another somewhere, at the same time, the pre-prepared couple is at to meet someone now because sleeping alone is terrifying. Dance-a-thon, date-a-thon, gave it their best whirl. But in the previous somewhere, now a moment passed, he leaped his penultimate leapage, and it was, God, I knew I shouldn't have taken Allen Parkway. And it's still another somewhere, and at the same time, but this time one universe over, he parked in front of the 59 diner he had his heart set on. But back one universe to this universe, he lay there. His altruistic motorist stopped the trajectories to tend to him. It is 1 a.m. At 1 p.m. earlier today, Professor Rusty Onassis addressed the congregation before him at the University Amphitheater and posited his theory that it is in fact space which we perceive to observe a change in time, not vice versa. 12 hours later, he raced home, having just struck another motorist on the Allen Parkway by the name of Connor, who in his final moment proclaimed, "Truly, there is no God here."
I hope I can wipe my pussy with that later.
We have to scan them.
Yeah, we have to scan it
First.
before I wipe my
Or
pussy.
after.
Yeah.
But
That ruined the
we gotta
quality.
scan them and stuff.
Sure. Even though she has the cleanest of pussies.
Who like these people?
That's class.
The second one. A gangly motherfucker walks into a place he shouldn't be. This is hilarious. God is a cis white male, or so I've been told.
I'm gonna believe it there.
So convincing.
It's so good.
There is a catastrophe to reason which warrants discussion. I, in my living, have a dead cat as a trophy which warrants concern. Whatever. On occasion, I curb stomp realities. Well, at least it's binaries. I am not sure if I just used the right form of it's, but you're hearing this spoken out loud, so fuck you, you'll never know. Somewhere, right now, there is a guy saying provost at a coffee shop, and that guy is an asshole. I have found a particular form of identification with the ass hole. I just spelled hole with a W just now. You didn't expect that. Sometimes cuttlefish get it more than we do as we settle for some sort of purpose. I really hope there is one, because if not, then... And then, this is the drunkest poem I wrote today.
Not for breakfast. It's too drunk.
Too many fucking humans. Sometimes punk rock is the answer. Things die. Every once in a while, a bird drops dead in front of a beautiful woman on break from her office job. Every once in a while, a migrant dies and makes it across the Mediterranean. Every once in a while, it is once in a while, and every once in a while, I pretend to be good at art for social validation.
Amen. Word.
Open mic time.
Nice. What do we got?
We're gonna get some room here. Alright, James Medford, what's up?
We need room.
James Medford. James Medford. The only intellectual comic.
This motherfucker in the building.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you. Oh, for real? Hey, shut up!
Oh no!
Got an intellectual comment here.
Yeah, thanks.
Thomas Pynchon's back in the news. Alright. Yeah, he's working on an abridged version of his most famous novel, Brevity's Rainbow. Am I right? Am I right? And the bartender says, it's not too often we get 3 astronauts who travel through a wormhole in this bar. 3 astronauts travel through a wormhole and go into a bar. Okay. 3 situationists are aimlessly drifting through the urban landscape, and they go into a building and they find a store where they sell eyeglasses.
one of the situations goes into the store, and the guy who works there says, "Can I help you?" And the situation says, "Yeah, I'd like to buy a pair of spectacles." And the guy working there says, "Sir, I thought you would have known by now, but in a Western capitalist society, the spectacle buys you."
The board is rolling in the grave.
Alright. Susan Sontag
Yes.
and Oscar Wilde are walking down the street, and they go into an REI store. And the guy who works there comes up and he says, "What are you folks looking for today? Tents, sleeping bags, maybe a Pullman stove?" And Susan Sontag says, "Nothing for me today. Oscar Wilde's the only one who's going to be doing any camping." I've been great, thank you.
Oh my God, he's like Woody Allen. Oh my God, wow. Wowie. The Woody Allen of our name. Wow, wowie, wow, wow.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck you, that's it.
Thanks, Bedford.
Woody Allen.
Next up, we got, he's riding on the sand right now. He's prepping. Jerry Mouse.
I just realized I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, listen regardless of what they say. I've been playing beats like Michelangelo with clay. Jerry, come around to give you a rhyme verse. I'm also here to make your head hurt. I'm gonna stop. I'm bringing it old East Coast style, just a black man trying to stay away from trials. I'm not a rhymer and I'm not a flower. I'm trying to save rap like my name was Sojourner Truth. I got the everlasting gobstopper. That's why the ladies call me Mr. Willy Wonka. Because I'm fucking all night and rhyming all day. That's why I got time to say, my name ain't Wonka, it is Jerry. Suck on the dick, it will taste like Sean's berry. My dick ain't the size of no Oompa Loompa. When the girls come, she wants it up in her. Get this mic ready, about time to get it busy. Jerry's doing rhymes, people asking who is he? From the south of Houston, Texas, where the white woman chases, Sugar Land to be exact, where you know we write Lexus. Blazing up chrome, platinum, gold and silver, mouse making beats, making goosebumps shiver like Bill Cosby. I eat Jello pudding, taking pictures with Kodak film. When I'm eating pussy. Get back into my story, change this track if you think this shit is boring. Just a young Catholic Nigerian motherfucker writing rhymes in my room, hoping to be a stunner. Ain't got no bling. In fact, I do my own thing. If you don't like that, kiss my Chuck E. Cheese. Gonna do it and do it and do it well. Now I can't stop dropping pennies in a well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Word.
Yeah. Next up, we have Martin.
Moses.
Oh, nice applause. Turn it away. So if we get one shot, I'll go with this one. I'll go, well, it takes time to make wine. It takes some elbow grease to make it shine. So use some patience. You will find that it come at right on time. Drying paint is going to dry, and the smoking brisket, you got an alibi. There is no flaw in the design. Use a slower rhythm to soothe your mind, because slow cure, so pure. And even at his best, God took a rest. So, to make it strong, take it long. Consistency ain't an instant tea. Find the allure of something sure, slow cure. Honeybee and the redwood tree. I forgot what they did. Let's hear it. Redwood tree and the honeybee. They take it slow, I know that. And but redwood tree and the honeybee, they found a secret. You want to see? You and me make it naturally. We just stop and let it be. Just one slow dance and you'll agree that making fuck is better when it rolling, see? Because slow cure, so pure. And even at his best, God took a rest. But to make it strong, baby, take it long. Consistency ain't an instant tea. So find the allure of something sure. Slow cure.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Next up, I hope I don't mispronounce this. I'm very sorry. It looks like it was written kind of drunkenly. Side?
Thank you, Barton. That was great. If you close your eyes, it almost sounded like Matthew McConaughey was fucking you. Still sounds good. This is comedy. Hopefully, you're gonna decide that. I don't know. But here, this was a poetry show, so it was Gay Pride week today, and I'm happy about all that. So here's my impression of a homophobic slam poet who's bad at poetry. Homophobic slam poet who's bad at poetry, reciting his new poem entitled Homosexuality. Homosex. You all. It. Why? That was pretty good. Yeah. I happened to have the weather channel on, and there was a weather guy was like, oh yeah, we can expect 6 inches of rain tomorrow. Now, I'm no astrologist, guys, but I don't know if a ruler is the best way to measure a liquid. If you were like, hey, it's not, how big's your dick? And I was like, oh, it's 22 ounces long. Now I got a 22 fluid ounce dick. I watched a show on Showtime the other day called Basement Tapes. I don't know if you guys know about the show. It's basically, it's this really cool show where they found all of some of Bob Dylan's lost lyrics. And so they got all these like famous bands and musicians to put them together and create songs out of them. And I couldn't help thinking, Bob Dylan must be looking down from heaven going, I'm still alive, give me my shit. What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys know you can't suck Bob Dylan's dick? You guys know that?
Never really?
Yeah, because you'd be like, oh yeah, sucking my dick. Work your balls. Thought it was hilarious when I thought of it in my head. You can't suck Bob Dylan's dick. That would be a weird thing to do. All right. What a great bet. Oh, I'll suck Bob Dylan's dick. You wait. Answer, my friend. I'm coming on at you. store the other day the name of the store was called The Cash Store. I don't know if you've seen one of those. Like, what kind of business model is that? What do you? Yeah, I'd like to buy this $5 bill. How much is it? Oh, it's $6, man. This place sucks. I don't know why I come here anymore. My favorite drug, I'm 28 years old. I've smoked weed. I've done all the hallucinogenics. I drink a lot. My favorite drug, hands down, I've realized it at a late age, is hydrocodone. It's a good drug. Yeah, because it basically washes away everything that you know about stuff, and it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like drugs. I left a bunch of hydrocodone at my mom's place, and then she came up to me and she's like, "Are these yours?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, don't you mind?" I figured out. My friend was like, "Dude, you might have a problem." I was like, "I know, that's why I take the hydrocodone." That's literally. It's great. I don't do enough of it. It's great because it's so good that I get so happy when I'm on it. And one of the side effects is just occasional shooting pain in my liver. That's the price of happiness, you know? What do you do? I like to blame the internet for my problems. That's something I like to do. If you had to explain what the internet was to somebody that had never used it, you would sound like a complete crazy person. You're like, yeah, it has all the world's information, and also you could jerk off on it if you want to. And they got a bunch of free movies, and some people go to college on it, and you get your banking done. A shit ton of cats if that's something that you Thanks, guys. Okay.
So now the host, they ignore the politics behind it. There is a shooting that is more important to focus on. We next have Dale. Not poetry. This is like a first for me. Because I do stand up like 6 nights a week at actual comedy shows. But I've never before been able to say that I've done stand up in a safe place. Like this right here, I have no fear.
Can I borrow one of your memory cards?
What won't we all laugh at? Yeah. And you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. The luxury of the blind. The luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. That my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You want me on that wall. Deep down in places you don't even want to admit. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the very blanket of freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd suggest you just grab a weapon and stand a pose. Otherwise, I suggest you go on your way. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. And then Tom Cruise is all like, guilty, bro.
What is comedy?
Let's see. We're all young and active, you know, doing stuff. Anybody here afraid of getting STDs? The answer should be everyone, but getting an STD is my biggest fear in life right now. Like, I have other things that I should be more worried about, but I'm not. Like, STD is just it for me. It's like, getting an STD, it happens so quickly, and it changes your entire life in just one night, you know? And it's all based on the stranger trust system. Really good. Like, I have to a round of applause. Who here has herpes? Yeah. Want to see the problem? Okay, definitely. But 1 in 4 of this audience is a liar. See the problem there? I have to trust a girl that I met at a bar at 2 a.m. and hope that I am, in fact, the worst decision she's ever made. If there's anything worse than me, I'm fucked. You know? STDs are horrible. I think
they should pass a law that if you have an STD, they print that on your driver's license. Hey, it's for life. You get a new one, you're gonna, no, think about like the social etiquette of hooking up and how that would change. You meet someone at a bar, you go home with them, first thing you do is exchange ID, which kills two problems if you think about it. You know what I'm talking about. Then you just like each STD would have a different symbol on the like driver's. If you got like gonorrhea, you just have like a green stripe around it. Or if you got herpes, you got like a little blue character going. If you have AIDS, just a basic red stripe. That's not even a joke. That's just their color. They claim that like a white. But then like you just play the magic game. You go home, exchange ID, like boom, red stripe, we're good to go. Time is a factor, might as well. I'm sorry, I should have. A round of applause, who has AIDS? What's your fucking problem? Let's laugh at it. Is that so untouchable? Is AIDS not funny? I'm looking at you like specifically, stare at the wall and give your opinion.
Oh, you talking about STDs, but you don't have to worry about getting pregnant.
I don't have to worry about getting pregnant. I don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Is that that's my responsibility? How dare you be a man?
Yes.
Oh, girl. Oh, honey. Someone lied to you. Probably the baby daddy, right? It's just as much our responsibility if I throw a baby inside a girl. That is the real advantage. No. That's the one advantage. We can run away. But those motherfuckers are so fucking. Once they get 18, they just gotta know. And that's even worse. At least you know from the start. Imagine like meeting a kid at a bar and be like, this kid's all right. He reminds me a lot of myself as a kid. I'm gonna buy this dude a beer. And then you find out he's your son, and then he's not such a cool kid. He's kind of a disappointment. It took you this long to find me? Yeah, this is the part where everyone moves uncomfortably for me. I just think, we're getting back to my political thing about the STDs. About making it mandatory to put it on a driver's license. It would make things make more sense, you know? You leave the bar with some girl, like just a knockout 12. Just the hottest girl you've ever seen, and the whole time you're like, how is this happening to me? Of all people, how did I earn something so beautiful for this night? And then you pull out your ID, and she pulls out like a holographic, sparkly, 3D trading card looking ID. You're like, oh, this is starting to make more sense. Maybe I should just go. I should just go.
The microphone, they always make that like, oh, I'm too short joke. Why'd you like not prepare it for me and shit? Like, you know that joke? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine. So I want to talk to you about a little story that I went through when I was a kid. So I think I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, and I had like a nanny. I know, that's so shitty. It was like, I know, it's like nannies, you have to pay them and shit, and your parents are like rich if they have a nanny. But if you're from Venezuela, you don't have to be rich to have a nanny. You can just be like kind of a normal sort of middle of the ground family, and you can have a nanny. Like it's kind of a regular thing. And so I had a nanny, and her name was Levi, and she was the most beautiful person I've ever met in my life. She did a lot of different like Looney Tune pictures, which is like, she won me the fuck over because I was 7. I was like, have you ever wanted to fuck a cartoon character? Have you ever wanted to? Okay, so my favorite cartoon character that I've ever wanted to fuck is that Fox from Robin Hood. You know Robin Hood? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, so it's like Robin Hood and Little John are running through the forest, and he's like with Lady Marian. This is Disney. I think this movie was like the 60s or 70s. And the first time I ever saw that movie, I was probably like 12, and I was like, what? Fuck me. No, like, weird cartoon character Fox. I was like, please. I don't know what this means, but I would like to fuck? Yeah. I don't know what that is. He was like all swaggy and he had like a fake British accent. He was wearing like this like little Robin Hood cape and leggings, and I was like, he's a little gay, which means I'm immediately attracted to him. He just was like sensitive and like had a lot of like words that he liked to say. I was 12, so I was like pretty cool with it. And I didn't know a lot of words then, so. But yeah, I was like totally in love with him. Anyways, I digress. I was talking about a story from when I was 7 years old and my fucking nanny. God damn it, that box was really hot. Okay, so thank you. So her name was Levi, and she was like 30 years old, really into Looney Tunes, and she would like, I was a very disorganized child, so she would like draw these like very lengthy, beautiful Looney Tunes drawings that said like panties. Or like she would draw these like amazing Bugs Bunny holding a sign that said like training bras. Like, I'm not even fucking with you. And she would like very delicately place them on all of the little drawers and like tiny high school person. I know, it was so cute, right? It's just so sweet. And so I'm from Venezuela, and she was a Colombian lady. We had a lot of like immigrant people come in, and my mom was like, she's amazing. So she cooked for us and made like the most amazing lasagna, and was a wonderful, wonderful person that was in my life for, I don't know, like 10 years. From like 6 to 16 or something like that. I know, and it's like, I wasn't even like honestly, we were not like rich people, but it's just a normal fucking thing in Latin countries to have like a lady that takes care of your house. So, anyways, the story is my mom, I really wanted a baby checkup doll. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like a little doll, and it's like a fake thermometer, and you put it up her asshole or whatever. And you don't really put it up her asshole. She doesn't have one. She's a doll. Yeah, exactly. So she does this really cool thing where like my mom was like, I'm gonna fucking get you this baby checkup doll, and I was like, fuck yeah! I want it. I'm gonna get it. It's my one present. Like, I want this fucking doll. But she goes, it's like Christmas, and I guess in Venezuela we also have that thing where like if you go buy a present at the last moment, you can't get it because you're a bad parent and you should have fucking thought about what was gonna happen. And your kid asked you for it 3 months ago, so you should have fucking planned. Yeah, you should have planned. And this is also like a rich person problem, right? Like your parent doesn't give you the toy that you want. And so she goes to get this baby checkup doll, and they only have black baby checkup dolls, right? Which is like totally fine. Like, I'm 7, so there's like no racism there. Like, I don't understand what that is, right? I don't fucking get racism. I don't know what racism is. But she comes up to me, she's like, hey, you know, like, Merry Christmas. This is your present. So I open this baby checkup doll, and I'm like, really fucking weird. Like, I don't know. You know, I'm like, she's supposed to look like me. She's my fucking daughter. I don't know why. So, ergo, the first time I ever understood what adoption was my mother explaining, like, thoroughly what adoption really meant. Because obviously she's not your fucking kid. Because, you know, like, even if you, like, married a black man, it would not come out looking like that. You know what I mean? Like, it would, you know, it would be a little different. So I get this fucking baby checkup doll, and I'm like fucking enamored. I'm like obsessed with this doll. And by the way, Levi had not started to work for us yet. But Levi, as I said before, she's like this beautiful, chocolate, chubby, like really short woman with the most amazing skin. And I was always asking, like, you know, like, why do you glow? Like, what's that? Like, what's that thing? And she's like, she would just say I'm black, and I don't know what that really meant. Again, I'm 7 years old. So I get this baby checkup doll, and my mom says that she woke, and I was like, she woke up because I was like profusely crying. I woke her up with my crazy crying. And then apparently I had like a procession train of like a blanket that I had covered with me, and I was like holding my baby checkup doll and like walking towards Levi's room. And my mom was like, what's going on with you? And I was like, I'm not her mom, she's her mom. I'm not this little baby checkup doll mom. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I bought you this baby checkup doll. And I genuinely, in my 7-year-old mind, I thought that because she was a black woman and I had a black baby checkup doll, that I had like found her long lost mother. That I had like genuinely like kept these two perfect women apart. One being a woman, the other being like a future woman, but whatever. So I just like, there's this procession for me to give this woman this baby. And recently, I'm not even fucking with you, this was like 12 or 13 years ago, she finds me on Facebook, Levi does, like maybe 3 years ago, and she sends me a picture of her son, who's this beautiful black little chocolate amazing Colombian baby, and my black baby checkup doll is sitting right next to this fucking baby, and it was like the most touched and amazing experience I'd ever had in my life. And I was like an asshole. I was like crying at work, and I just thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm so glad that she's in my life. And that's it. That's all.
Alright, so the next person is the last person on this list, so
Greg Abbott.
I would love to be in the same room as that fella. God, I would be in the same room as that fella. But the next person on this list is the last person on this, so please somebody afterwards say something, do some stuff, do it, fine, open the forum. And next we've got Derek.
I'm sorry, I'm too modern to sort of reading on my phone. You'll have to forgive me. Hi there, everyone. Nice to see you.
Hey, Derek.
So, hell, I figured I was going to read a poem that I wanted to write and get done and finish before this thing called My Apologies to Your Vagina. It would have been great. It would have been a long tirade about this person's vagina. They asked me what it looked like, and I said it looked like a Georgia O'Keeffe painting. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Don't ever say that to someone if you're in bed cuddling and they're like, what does my vagina look like? Go on. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. Don't say Georgia O'Keeffe. Don't say fucking Georgia O'Keeffe. Before I read what I guess I'm gonna read, I feel obliged to talk about hookups because I have a funny story that my brother told me that is like, so a friend of a friend, it's definitely not my brother, was hooking up with someone and they like went back to their place and they had all of these like same room decor, right? Everything there was like Cookie Monster themed, right? And they had like Cookie Monster laptop case and Cookie Monster fucking bed sheets, all this fucking shit. And like, oh, just let me give me a second to fucking warm up, you know, let me get into something more comfortable, you know, sexy, like that. And they were in there for like 30 minutes, and this dude's freaking out, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Hey, should I just go? No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And they like wait it out, and eventually this person comes in full Cookie Monster furry suit, vagina cut out. Take me now. And that's the most amusing hookup story ever. And it could happen to you. Just be concerned, every one of you is susceptible. You might be next. Cookie Monster vagina. Think about it. Alright. And so instead of reading the poem about vaginas that I was going to read, I'm going to read a poem by Bukowski because, fuck it.
Yeah.
Not enough people appreciate him as a writer, and I feel obliged to, you know, fucking represent or whatever.
Shitface poetry.
Shitface poetry. No one's fucking read Bukowski tonight. You should all be fucking ashamed of yourself. I'm not even that drunk. And I know he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He beat his wife. There are all kinds of problems with fucking Bukowski. He was a drunken slob. He was a great writer. He was a fucking great writer. And so this is the best love song that Charles Bukowski could write at a particular moment. Listen, I told her. why don't you stick your tongue up my ass? No, she said. Well, I said, if I stick my tongue up your ass first, then will you stick your tongue up my ass? All right. I got my head down there, looked around, opened a section, then my tongue moved forward. Not there, she said. That's not the right place. You women have more holes than Swiss cheese. I don't want to do it. Why? Well, then I'll have to do it back. And at the next party, you'll tell people I licked your ass with my tongue. Suppose I promise not to tell. You'll get drunk. You'll tell. Okay, I said, roll over and I'll stick it in the other place. She rolled over and I stuck my tongue in the other place. We were in love. We were in love, except with what I said at parties. And we were not in love with each other's assholes. She wants me to write a love poem, but I think that people can't love each other's assholes and farts and shits and terrible parts, just like they love the good parts. And that ain't complete love. So, as far as love goes, as far as we have gone, this poem will have to do. How about one more? If anyone's from suburbia, maybe you'll get what the fuck I'm talking about. Suburbans. I come from the town that has been rated in some arbitrary system as the most boring town in Texas, which is why I'm so interested and excited myself. I did my very damnedest. You're all winners. Bravo! Congratulations. And I am a winner too. Kings and queens, other kin and theys, Judases and Icaruses, all winners. Winners all. And I am a motherfucking winner too. So don't bother asking, why me? Or what is it exactly that we've won? Instead, we should all go tally this victory in our diaries for the others. Let's just fucking celebrate our participation and gratify our self-worth. Gather the objects of our greatest victories side by side. Ribbons infused with trophies, Olympic medals, Oscars, grandfather's watches, love letters, statues, photos. What the fuck is a photo? Yeah. Vinyl records, books upon books, which through our collective efforts will be compiled into a statue 20 feet high and 10 feet wide that will tour across every fucking suburb in America so that all of us winners can know our full potential. Dr.
Alright. So Derek was the last person on this year's list. But I wanted to conform the pieces of paper that I'm sure most of you agree with. So if anyone else wants to come up here and say a thing, say a thing. Also, as Derek, the beautiful man you just read, is demonstrating, there is a fucking keg right there. Please drink it. Also, in occasion for the evening, the Ankle Biters magazine is over there. Please and check it out. It's awesome. So if anyone else wants to say anything, open stage. Come up. Want to say some stuff? Yeah. What's your name? Ryan. This is Ryan. Ryan, are you awesome?
Yes.
My incredible source that Ryan is awesome. He's gonna say something.
Chocolate bar!
Alright.
name is McGee. People ask me about that. They're like, Ryan, McGee, that's an interesting last name. What's the origin of it? You know, where's it from? I tell them, well, actually, it's from slavery. See, I have some good news for you guys. Good news. I'm no longer struggling with depression. Something I'm very proud of. I do want to clarify though, I still have depression. I just finally gave up fighting it. You know, like depression makes me feel like shit a lot of times, but what I realize about myself is that I'm a submissive person. So like I'm into that. Like for me, depression is just like a dominatrix. Oh, where you going there, right? Outside? No. Outside's for good boys. Yeah, I'm gonna make you stay in your bedroom and eat pizza all day. You love this piece of shit. You try to leave, I'm gonna tie you up. With anxiety. If you've been watching the news, there's a lot of injustice, you know, going on, especially here in America. But I think the biggest injustice nobody's talking about is the fact that we demonize Nickelback for their crimes against humanity. But we just let Stain get off scot-free. I think we need to give Nickelback a break because it's been a while since we shit on Stain. Yeah, another music reference. One of my favorite artists of all time is Nicki Minaj. Yeah. I think if you guys think about it, Nicki Minaj is a really great artist if you don't think about it. Let's see, you guys make some noise if you guys don't give a fuck about Lunchables. I really hated Lunchables growing up because, like, for one thing, it's basically like a homework assignment for lunch. Like, you gotta eat. Like, you get to lunch and then you gotta fucking make the shit yourself. And it's like a shitty art project where it's like the crust is like made out of cardboard and then the cheese is like shredded paper and it all sticks together with like tomato paste and like by the time you bite into it, it tastes like, you know, your parents' neglect. See, I do work at a chocolate bar. I spent a lot of time like cleaning up messes, and for a long time I thought like the hardest thing to clean up was chocolate sauce, because it's like, you know, it's real thick, it's sticky, it takes forever to wipe up. But then one time I was cleaning up and I accidentally spilled a bottle of liquid soap. You know, you guys ever realize how hard soap is to clean? Let's see, I've been trying to date recently. And I've been checking out women. One time this girl caught me looking at her and she was upset, right? She's like, don't objectify my body, you know, my face is up here. I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I can objectify your face too. In my head, I'm thinking of doing the same disgusting things to your face that I want to do to your body. I just don't want to make eye contact. See, I've been, I've been having a disturbing amount of sex recently, though. No sex is disturbing. My friends have been trying to help me out. They've been trying to get me laid, right? They're like, Ryan, we're gonna get you some pussy, man. We're gonna get you so much pussy, you're gonna be drowning in pussy. And I just thought to myself, you know, maybe not. Like, I'm not that strong a swimmer. I don't want like a life-threatening situation. Seems a little excessive. Like, can't we start me off with like a wading pool? Just want to splash around, get my stamina up. And maybe get like a lazy river. Just want to float on the pussy. I don't want it to be my cause of death. Like, I feel like that would be really embarrassing for my mom, right? Because she's gonna be at the funeral. You know, everybody's gonna be there, all my friends and family. And like, they're gonna wonder what happened to me, and she doesn't want to say, right? She's my mom. And every time she sees that tombstone, it's gonna say like DIP, drowned in pussy. There's gonna be that statue of me standing next to the casket with my hand out for high fives. Pay the respects. Let's see, I have been trying to date, my friends always asking me, Ryan, why are you still single? And I told them it's because every time I see a girl that I'm interested in, I think to myself, hey, I really want to go up and talk to her. But I do this weird thing every time that messes me up, right? I do this weird thing where I don't. My friends are like, what do you think the problem is? And I tell them, well, I don't think women find me that attractive. They're like, well, that's it, Ryan. You just need to be more confident. So then I say, I'm completely sure the women do not find me attractive. They try to help me out. They're like, Ryan, just be yourself. But I hate that kind of advice too, right? That's the kind of advice you give to somebody that's pretending to be somebody else. But I'm not pretending. I'm just naturally socially awkward. It's not something I can remove either, right? Like I can't just pull it off like the mask of a Scooby-Doo villain. It's like, jinkies, Ryan was a pussy magnet this whole time. I've been trying to date, recently found out though, I can't date black women. And it's not that I don't find them attractive or anything like that, right? It's just they have this saying, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Diabetes runs in my family. Sounds like a serious health issue. Right now, my type is anyone that won't give me type 2. I've been getting better, guys, talking to women. Recently got a phone number from a girl for the first time. Yeah. It turns out all I had to do was just hit her with my car. The report says it was an accident, but I don't want to participate. Because I got a date out of it too. July 14th, precinct 2. Like that court date coming up. Let's see. If you guys are anything like me, I'm going to assume you're a clone and that I have to destroy you. Alright, that's it. I'm done.
Anybody else? Want to be funny at the rest of everybody else? Anybody?
I'll go again.
Wait, she wanted to go.
We're gonna have a double set.
Wait, there's somebody who hasn't gone and wants to go. Yeah.
Where you at?
You're so
Do it.
here.
Double.
It's a great feeling.
Hi guys. So I'm not really like a poet, but I like to sing and write music. So I was just gonna sing something a cappella for you guys. Alright, so if you guys wanna start clapping, Please choose my scalp, but I regret.
more. Does anybody else want to also be awesome?
Dale?
Literally anybody.
Dale will do it twice.
Dale will do it twice.
Do it.
Hey, y'all remember me? The guy who's apparently pro-AIDS?
Good, you're back.
That's how we left.
Fine.
It's fun. Bro, never was. This is actually what I'm used to. Like, usually when I take the stage, half the room leaves. Home for me. It's been a cool night, you know. Had some poets, some amateur comedians, some like local headstones. I'm what you would consider like just an average run-of-the-mill touring headliner famous comedian. I get to travel the world telling my jokes, which is great, you know. It's fun, but it gets kind of repetitive and tedious. Like, you know, hotels are wacky. You know, stay in a lot of hotels. First thing I do when I get to a hotel room is I go to the bathroom because of the long international flight. I've been holding it in. And every time I go into the bathroom, there's always 2 towels like hanging up there, which I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But then right on top of it, every time, there's like 2 baby towels. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? Towels for kids? I was telling this joke one time in Seabrook, Texas. There's an older man in the audience, and right when I finished that joke, he looked up at me, and there's a lull in the show, kind of like right now. So I was able to hear him. He looked at me and he said, "What?" The next thing I do when I get to my hotel room, I go refrigerate my drinks. You know, I bring my own drinks because you don't drink hotel drinks; they're way too expensive. So I go to put them in the fridge, but every hotel room, they don't have like a regular fridge, you know? I find them like, what the hell is this? A fridge for kids? I was telling this joke one time in Seabrook, Texas, at Tulsa, Oklahoma, and there was an old cowboy in the audience. And right when I finished that part, he looked at me and he cocked his cowboy hat back, and he just said, "What?" Usually when I get a hotel room, I get a queen bed. It's pretty standard, it's what they all have. But every now and then, like they mix it up on me, and I'll walk in my room and there's not a queen bed. There's like 2 small beds, like 2 half beds. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? Beds for kids? I was telling this joke one time at a hookah bar in Morocco on the African coast, and there was this man in the audience. There was a young man like old boy, you know, like nice robes, but still working on a mustache. And when I finished that joke, he just popped his hookah pipe out of his mouth, and he looked up at me, and he just said, "What?" Some hotels are cool. They got like amenities you can use, which is nice. Like if a hotel has a pool, I'm set. That's all I need for entertainment. I go down there and hang out all day. But sometimes hotels get a little too fancy with it. Like I'll walk into the pool area and they'll have a regular pool for like swimming laps, but then right next to it they have like a smaller warm pool, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? A pool for kids? I was telling that joke one time in Seoul, South Korea. Seoul. Yeah, it's pronounced Seoul. You've never worked there. After the show, I was taking photographs, signing autographs, you know, the usual. And this old Korean man, he waited in line very patiently through the thousands of photos that he was taking. And he waited his turn and very polite. He walked up to me. Instead of like coming next to me for a photo like everyone else, he just came straight up and put his hand on my shoulder and looked me in the eyes. And he just said, "What?" That's what you want, no? You don't always get that. Like, I did the same joke 3 nights later, in Pyongyang, North Korea, and the audience there weren't allowed to listen. I could see them the whole time. They were just in the stands, just like, what? I love it when my hotel has a bar, you know? That's the best. Like, I don't have to go find a Chili's to unwind at the end of the night. I can just drink at my hotel. I usually just order like whatever special they're offering, but sometimes they get too fancy with it at hotels. Like, I remember a few months ago, I ordered the special, and the bartender just poured me a beer in a regular beer mug, right? And then right next to it, he poured just straight whiskey, but like in a really tiny glass. And I was just like, what the hell is this? A glass for kids? I was telling that joke one time in an Aboriginal village in southern Australia. It was like a hut community. Like everyone lived in huts. But then like in the middle of the community there was a big like communal hut that they like book shows out of, trying to stir up some local entertainment. And I remember after the Friday Late Show, I was doing this joke, and there was a man in the audience, and apparently it was like his bachelor party or something. He was there with a bunch of other guys. And right when I finished the joke, he just stood up from his table and looked at me, and was just like, "What?" And then they tried to kill and eat me. But that happens sometimes in comedy. I stay at so many hotels, I earn rewards points, which is cool, you know? Every now and then I get a gift like I'm not expecting, like I'll go at the end of the weekend to pay for my hotel room, and they'll give me a huge discount that I didn't know was coming. Like, they'll hand me a bill that's like 15% of what I usually am charged. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? A bill for kids? I was telling that joke once in Cape Town, South Africa. And after the show, our limo was leaving the stadium, and we were driving down this kind of wanky road, and our limo was hit by a drunk driver. And I'm in the back of the limo, right? I'm not like strapped in. I got like really fucked up from this accident. I was taken to a hospital and I was put into a coma. They didn't put me in a coma, I just fell into a coma. And I was in a coma for 4 months. And while I was in that coma, I did this joke for God. And I finished the joke, I'm looking up at God, he's sitting up on his throne of love energy. Like that blue gold love energy, you know? Like it's like flowing, but it's solid and bright, but if you look away, it's not really that bright. I don't know why I'm talking so much about his throne. God got up off his throne, walked down the marble stairs to me, and he just wrapped his arms around my body, and like in the most comforting and peaceful voice I've ever heard, God just said, "What?" You know? That's God, you know? This joke actually got so funny that I got offered a TV show in Hollywood, you know? Yeah, he gets it. You know what that means? Like, that means I no longer had to travel the globe telling this amazing joke. You know? I could have a home base to work on other things with this show. It wasn't my show, you know, I was just like an up-and-coming genius worldwide featuring headliner. Yeah. So I was just offered a supporting role. It was the remake of the Mr. Ed show, The Talking Horse. Y'all know that show? Yeah. Well, the remake actually never happened, sadly, because first day of shooting, we all showed up, me, all the other super famous comedians, and the new Talking Horse they had found was there. And first day of shooting, Mr. Ed, he rolled his eyes into the back of his head and just fell over dead, you know? And they were like, well, that's a wrap, I guess. Because when are they going to find another talking horse? They were all willing to give up on it. But I couldn't, you know, like I needed this. I couldn't go back out on the road telling this amazing joke night after night all over the world. I wasn't willing to give up on it. So I tried to did the only thing I could think of. I tried to give Mr. Ed CPR. I like blew into his horse mouth. Then I went and pressed on his chest. but like it's a big animal, you know. So I start like kind of like pounding on his chest, but even that's not working. So I start like just full on punching him in the chest as hard as I can, but that's not. So I stand up, I start stomping, just stomping on his chest as hard as I can. Then I like wind back, just start kicking him, just kicking him over and over again, just beating this dead horse until something happened. All the other comedians were really like, damn, it was over a long time ago. I'm like, no, I'm gonna beat this dead horse over and over and over again until someone laughs. I need this. I can't go back out around the world telling this amazing joke. I'm gonna say what I have. And then finally, on one fateful kick to Mr. Ed's chest, he popped his horse head up off the ground and he looked me in the eyes and he threw his hoof up on my shoulder and he just said, you know what he said? No, I don't know why you don't think that. No, he just looked me in the eyes and he said, thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me a second chance. Hey, thank you all for giving me a second. For my next year, brother. I'll be fine. Why do I keep trying?
Anybody want to be funny?
Like psychological.
We're rock and roll, let's drink. There's a thing. Let's get drunk.
Get drunk on the rock.
If anyone wants to do anything, go ahead and do it. If not, we'll drink booze.
I got music coming up.
Rock and roll.
Where you get music? Do you have shots? Hey, nah, I don't have Wi-Fi.
That's basically all of them. Yeah, my push-ups. Or do you get any sound? I do, but